Few criminals capture the public imagination like those who defy the system. Not once, but twice. When a prisoner breaks free from the walls meant to contain them, it challenges the very foundation of justice and security. But to escape prison twice and then boldly commit a major heist, that is a story that goes beyond ordinary crime. It is a saga of audacity, planning, and the relentless pursuit of freedom and fortune. Today, we delve deep into the incredible tale of a man who did just that, a criminal whose escapes shocked authorities and whose heist stunned the nation. This story begins years before the headline, "Grabbing Heist," back when the man was first imprisoned for a serious felony. The conviction was the culmination of a crime spree involving robbery and violent confrontations, landing him in a high-security prison. Law enforcement officials viewed him as a dangerous offender with a cunning mind, but nothing prepared them for what came next. His determination to regain freedom was unlike any other, and it showed in the daring escapes that followed. The first prison break was almost cinematic in its execution. It happened during a routine day, when guards were conducting a standard head count. Surveillance footage later revealed how he exploited a blind spot in the security cameras and manipulated weak points in the perimeter fencing. Using tools smuggled in by accomplices on the outside, he navigated the maze of the prison grounds, blending into the night until he was miles away. This escape was a serious embarrassment for the prison system and sparked a massive manhunt. Once free, he vanished into the shadows for months. Law enforcement agencies deployed countless resources, but he remained elusive, always staying one step ahead. His ability to blend into urban environments and change his appearance frustrated investigators. During this time, reports emerged of minor crimes and suspicious activity linked to someone matching his description, but none led to his capture. His survival depended on a mix of street smarts, careful planning, and contacts from his criminal past. Eventually, the authorities caught up, and he was recaptured. The man was returned to a maximum security prison with heightened security measures. Officials assured the public this time escape was impossible. However, the second prison break would prove those assurances wrong and further expose vulnerabilities in the prison system. The second escape was even more audacious. It occurred during a work detail outside the prison walls, where inmates performed maintenance and landscaping. Taking advantage of a moment of lax supervision, he slipped away from the group. Using stolen keys and forged documents obtained through a network of corrupt insiders and contacts, he navigated restricted areas and exited the facility. This second escape was faster, more brazen, and sent shockwaves through law enforcement and correctional institutions nationwide. After escaping the second time, he disappeared completely from the public eye for nearly a year. Rumors swirled about his whereabouts. Some believed he fled the country, others suspected he was plotting something bigger. The truth emerged when a major heist shook the city to its core, linking back to the fugitive with a notorious past. This heist was not just a robbery, it was a meticulously planned operation that targeted one of the most secure and high-profile locations in the region. The target was a cash depot that handled millions in daily transactions. Security there was state-of-the-art, featuring armed guards, surveillance cameras, and sophisticated alarm systems. Pulling off a heist in such a location required inside knowledge, technical expertise, and an unshakable nerve. What made this crime extraordinary was the level of coordination involved and the sheer scale of the stolen assets. Bodycam footage from responding officers and security camera recordings revealed a carefully choreographed sequence of events. The heist team arrived in multiple vehicles, some used as decoys to distract law enforcement. Inside the depot, masked and armed, they executed their plan with precision, disabling alarms and controlling the staff through intimidation and force. The entire operation lasted under 15 minutes, but the damage was enormous. Law enforcement immediately connected the dots between the heist and the escaped prisoner. Several eyewitnesses reported seeing a man matching his description at the scene. Investigators found traces of his known accomplices involved in the escape network among the heist crew. This connection reignited the massive manhunt, now with greater urgency and resources. The investigation uncovered that the heist was financed and supported by a sophisticated criminal organization. This network provided the escape tools, forged documents, and logistical support for both prison breaks and the robbery. Their reach extended beyond local boundaries, implicating international criminal elements. It became clear that the fugitive was not acting alone, but was a key figure in a broader criminal enterprise. Despite the massive manhunt, the fugitive remained elusive for months after the heist. He used a network of safe houses, false identities, and covert transportation methods. Digital forensics showed attempts to erase all electronic footprints, but persistent detectives slowly pieced together clues. Surveillance footage from gas stations, toll booths, and transportation hubs provided fragmented but critical evidence of his movements. The pressure on law enforcement mounted. Public fear and media scrutiny grew as this fugitive seemed unstoppable. Analysts debated how someone could repeatedly outsmart a system designed to keep dangerous criminals behind bars. The case exposed serious issues in prison security, highlighting corruption, outdated infrastructure, and intelligence failures. Finally, a breakthrough came when an anonymous tip led officers to a remote rural property where the fugitive was hiding. A tactical team coordinated a covert operation to arrest him without violence, aiming to avoid any further risk to public safety. Bodycam footage from the arrest shows a tense, quiet moment as officers approach the building, weapons drawn, carefully clearing each room. The fugitive was captured alive, ending a saga that had gripped the nation. His arrest brought relief, but also raised questions about how such an individual could slip through the cracks twice. The subsequent trial became another media spectacle, where prosecutors presented overwhelming evidence of his criminal enterprise, prison escapes, and the Major Heist. Defense attorneys argued mitigating factors, including systemic failures in his background, but the public and jury were largely unforgiving. Beyond the legal consequences, this case sparked sweeping reforms in prison security protocols and inmate management. Authorities reviewed procedures for work details, tightened control over contraband and insider corruption, and upgraded surveillance technologies. The government invested in specialized task forces trained to handle high-risk escapees and organized crime threats. These reforms aimed to restore public confidence and prevent similar breaches in the future. The story also shed light on the dark networks that enable such crimes. From corrupt prison officials to skilled forgers and logistics coordinators, the web of criminal collaboration was intricate and far-reaching. It demonstrated how criminal enterprises adapt, exploiting weaknesses in systems meant to protect society. Combating them requires constant vigilance, innovation, and cooperation across agencies. Reflecting on this incredible saga, one sees not just a tale of crime and escape, but a narrative about human resilience. Both the resilience of a man determined to break free and the resilience of institutions learning from their failures. Would you imagine the tension inside that prison knowing someone escaped not once but twice? Guards, administrators, and fellow inmates alike faced uncertainty and fear, questioning their safety and the reliability of the system. The psychological impact extended beyond physical security, shaking morale and trust. If stories like this fascinate you, exploring the interplay between criminals and the systems designed to contain them, stay tuned. More gripping real crime tales await, each uncovering the raw, unfiltered reality behind headlines and reminding us why justice is an ongoing fight. The saga is a stark reminder no system is perfect, and the human element, whether in error or cunning, can tip the scales dramatically. Yet it also shows that with determination, innovation, and unity, society can adapt and strengthen its defenses against even the most daring offenders.